Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up the wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout or click the link down below. It will automatically apply the discount to your transaction, and it helps support the channel. Thank you. Am I the a-hole for suggesting that my sister should have a birthday party on the same day? So I, F20, have two younger sisters. Let's call them Anna, 8, and Victoria, 15. Victoria's birthday is March 1st. Another important thing is that Victoria struggled with an injury last year. She is normally interested in ice skating, but last year it started with a broken leg and turned into a doctor's mistake and huge pain, many visits to the hospital, etc. She is better now, but moving still causes her some trouble. For this reason, our parents decided to throw her a huge birthday party. And I mean huge party. They've rented a building that normally is for weddings, and they are planning lots of food, activities, everything she always wanted. The problem is that they won't do something like that again. They usually don't have that much money, but because of Victoria, our grandparents paid 70% of the total price. The rest of the family also gave some money from themselves. Anna knows all of this and is not happy. While we were in the building, she kept complaining that the whole thing looked perfect for her princess-themed party. When she found out that Victoria would also get regular gifts, she started crying. My parents tried to explain the situation to her, but she is still sad. So, I started thinking. Victoria wants the younger kids, 6 to 13, from our family to be in a different room. They would have their own attractions there. And the party is already huge, so why not give the room to Anna? All she needs is a cake and some of her friends. When I suggested this, Anna was very happy. My mother added that singing happy birthday and the cutting of the cakes should take place in the same room, and then the children would be separated. Grandparents also agreed to this. But now, Victoria is furious. She doesn't want to talk to me and keeps telling our parents that we are ruining her big day. She hates this idea and has started being rude to Anna. She leaves the room when she sees her, takes her stuff, and then says something like, "See how this is? It's awful, isn't it?" Honestly, I feel guilty for even suggesting that. Edit, because I have the impression that some of you still don't understand. The kids' party and their whole separation was Victoria's idea. It was supposed to happen long before I had the idea to change the name to birthday. There will be a nanny at the kids' party to make sure that the kids don't get into the other's room or cause problems. The cake cutting and the songs don't have to go together. This was an additional note made by my mother and had more to do with the organization. In my country, we don't celebrate Sweet 16s. It's a regular birthday for us. We focus more on our 18th birthday because that's when we officially become adults. My parents could organize such a big party for Anna only if they stopped paying for her and Victoria's extra activities, plus stopped paying off their debt. All this is just the kindness of our family. I work in a shop myself, and most of the money goes to my parents' debts. Really is weird that people post these things thinking that everybody is going to be on their side, and then wondering why their post winds up on r/AmITheDevil. You want to have two people's birthdays happen at the same time, at the same place, even though their birthdays are nowhere near each other, right? And there's nothing wrong with somebody doing a little bit of an extra special birthday party, you know, when their daughter broke an arm. Yeah, it's not like that's kind of a bad experience for them. Also, on top of the fact that the two different kids groups are the difference between multiple levels of school, so if there's that much of an age difference, the vibe of the party is going to be very different for each age group. Like, if you have a party that is trying to cater to both people that are like 16, 17, and 18, while at the same time having a party that is trying to cater to ages 6, 7, and 8, very much it's going to not mesh well. Would I be the a-hole if I put parental controls on the Wi-Fi to get my boyfriend to go to bed earlier? Hi all, this is a throwaway account, since my boyfriend has Reddit. Yes, you know, because your boyfriend has Reddit, and totally not the fact that you have no hope for this actually working out in your favor. The background info. My boyfriend, 23M, and I, 21F, have been dating for 4 years, and have lived together for 2 of them. I have been struggling with my sleep for many months now. I work at 8 a.m. every weekday, and I usually get up around 6 a.m. My boyfriend has almost a complete opposite schedule to mine. He works a late shift and gets home at 11 p.m. He then stays up and plays video games until about 4 to 4:30 a.m. every night, and then makes it to bed, usually at 5 at the latest. This has been causing me issues for months. When he goes to bed, it wakes me up almost every single night. He is always very quiet, but since I'm getting up for work in about an hour from the time that he goes to bed, it wakes me up, and it's really hard / nearly impossible for me to fall back asleep. Now, we've had numerous conversations about how this is affecting my sleep, and how his sleep schedule isn't really that great for him either. Despite the conversations, there has been little to no improvement. He doesn't actively participate in these conversations, and just seems to sit there until I finish talking. I will admit that not every attempt at having a conversation about this has been handled well by me. For example, I have aired my grievances more than once at the moment I am woken up, and actively pissed off about it. But when I try to have constructive conversations with him, it's like talking to a wall. This is usually the case at any time that I try to have an important conversation with him. I know this is a problem in and of itself, but I'm trying my best to figure out ways to get him to participate. It would probably be helpful to mention that he was diagnosed with ADHD as a child, and has been unmedicated for his adult life. We are also working on that, but he has refused to take initiative to go to the doctor despite having insurance through his job. A week or 2 ago, I was at my breaking point, and we had another talk about it. He went to bed maybe an hour earlier the first night after the talk, and then went right back to the same schedule the next night. Last night, I finally lost it when I was once again awake at 4:30 a.m. for no good reason. He has apparently decided that he has nothing to do with this, and it is my fault because I'm the one waking up, and he's even quiet when he goes to bed. I've told him many times that if he went to bed even an hour earlier, even if I woke up, I would at least be able to get 2 to 3 hours of sleep before I have to get up for work. My issue is the time that he's going to bed, not how loud or quiet he is. He seems to ignore me when I say that, and instead tries to tell me that he's doing nothing wrong, and I'm at fault for waking up. I have tried to come up with a solution to his problem. I've asked if he could set an alarm for himself as a reminder of the time, since he struggles with time blindness, ADHD. He outright refused to do that, and said that he would pay attention to the time. He has proven over and over in the past that he cannot do that, so this was total BS to me. And he proved me right by continuing to go to bed at the same time after that. I've asked if he could instead go to bed earlier, wake up earlier, and game a little before work, but he also refused that. I'm at a loss for how to find a solution when he doesn't even seem to want to do anything differently. We don't have another available bedroom, so it's not possible for us to sleep in separate beds to completely avoid the issue either. All of this to say that since he won't take initiative to finish or fix the problem, I have to decide that I should. I've been debating on whether or not I should put parental controls on the Wi-Fi to make it shut off the connection to his Xbox at a certain time every night. It makes me feel utterly ridiculous, and that it's gotten to this point where I'm thinking about parental controls for my adult boyfriend. But I'm at my absolute limit now. I'm tired of being ignored and disrespected, and I'm just tired in general from not being able to sleep through the night. I don't think there's been a single week in the past 6 to 8 months where I've gotten a full week of uninterrupted sleep. I would appreciate any advice on how to handle this. At this point, my mind is made up on the parental controls, but I can be convinced otherwise. I don't really care if it's petty or mean. I just want to sleep. I appreciate everyone's thoughts on this matter. TLDR, my boyfriend stays up until 4 to 5 a.m. every night, and I wake up almost every night when he goes to bed, since I get up at 6 a.m. every morning. I've tried to find ways to fix this for months, but he either refuses to try anything, or he improves for a night or two and then is right back to the same habits. I want to put parental controls on the Wi-Fi to cut off the connection to his Xbox, but I'm not sure if that is a smart idea. Please help. Odds are there's probably a solution to this, but controlling your boyfriend because, by turning off the Wi-Fi is not a good idea to find a solution to this at all. I'm hoping that there legitimately is some kind of solution that you two can talk about. I know communication between two people that are in a relationship is key, so there's gotta be something that you guys can come to a compromise or some kind of agreement on that. Hopefully there's some kind of solution in the future, maybe if it's the noise, get him some Bluetooth headphones, something like that, so we can just play his game full volume at night and it won't disturb you from your sleep. And hopefully something good can come from that. Am I the a-hole for being angry at my girlfriend because she didn't call a taxi? I'm sick. I'm better now, but last week I couldn't handle it. So, me, 27F, and her, 26, got in a taxi and went to the hospital. Unfortunately, the first hospital was too crowded. There were people even outside. No one knew what was going on, and we left in the same taxi. We went to the second one. The waiting time was 4 hours. The doctor still didn't come, and they said that we left without waiting. We went to the third hospital. I've been there a few times, and I have to say that it has good doctors, but getting out is awful. I waited for a taxi for half an hour last time, and buses run once an hour. Doctor saw me after 10 minutes, then the whole thing took 2 to 3 hours long. They wanted to check my blood pressure, etc. Finally gave me an IV, and then I finished. The doctor told me that he was going to be right back and prescribe me some meds. While I was waiting for him, I went out into the hallway and told my girlfriend to call a taxi already. She complained a bit, but I told her not to worry and I'll pay for everything. So even if the taxi arrives too soon this time, it won't be a problem. She left the hospital. I left after another 15 minutes. Then I saw her sitting on a bench near the parking and typing something on her phone. She had shopping bags next to her. I asked her what she was doing. She said that she was calling a taxi. I asked her what she had been doing earlier. She said that she had gone to a nearby store and bought us some food. I asked her if she could have called a taxi at that time. She said I still had to go to the pharmacy and the taxi would definitely be here by then. Great! The pharmacy was right by the hospital. It took me 5 minutes to get there and back. There was no taxi. There wasn't one after another 10 minutes or after 20. We waited 40 minutes. By this time, I was feeling tired and angry. I was dizzy and just wanted to go to the bathroom and then to bed. I didn't have the strength to argue, so the entire ride was in silence. But when we got back, my girlfriend said, "Wow, it's already that late? I can't believe it took us this long." I told her maybe it would have been faster if you listened to what I was telling you, and I'd go to sleep. In the morning, she first didn't want to talk to me, and then, when my family arrived, she started complaining that I yelled at her, and that how was she supposed to know that it will take that long this time too? Later, when we were alone, she said that this whole situation was stressful, and she just wanted to help, and at least buy us some food. I replied, I understand that you're stressed, but I literally asked you for something. You literally know that there is a long wait for any transport here. But you still chose to wait until I left the doctor's, and I was tired too, and I really wanted to go home. She asked if I was still angry, and I replied, just a little. I'm mostly still tired. I thought we were over it, but after that... But then I got a text from a mutual friend saying that I was overreacted. This week, my girlfriend was still cold and keeps bringing it up. We left home at 6 p.m. We returned at 11 p.m. Edit. Okay, yeah, my girlfriend is coming back in 10 minutes. I'm waiting for her with dinner and then we'll talk. It was nice to argue, but I still have to change clothes and take a shower, so I think I'll end it here. Edit 2. We both had a conversation while eating her favorite dishes made by me. As an apology, of course, I also told her that I was sorry. I told her that I felt overwhelmed and frustrated that day. Of course, I'm grateful for her for being there for me and for thinking about shopping, but that day I only saw negative things and wanted to go home. She also apologized for a comment that she made at home and with my parents. She admitted that she did so hoping to find some sort kind of reaction because she was pissed off that I was right and the taxi arrived late. Then we both complained that it was cold and we were pissed and tired. I'm taking her on a date next week. I guess it'll be fine, and I still need to sign up for gastroscopy, I think that's the word. I'm hoping that you guys are able to talk about this more and come to a conclusion that both of you happen to agree on, because that's, again, like I might have stated earlier in this video, communication is key between significant others. Am I the a-hole? I, 34M, didn't pay the mortgage, and my aunt, 73F, is pissed at me. Alright, y'all, I need some outside perspective here because I am way too close to the matter and frustrated. I live at home with my senior mother, 65, whose mental health has been in sharp decline over the last several months. It reached the point that she had to be involuntarily taken to the hospital on the 27th of December, where they held her until January 6th and released her with no diagnosis or medication. She continued to spiral, auditory and visual hallucinations, and paranoia. On January 12th, she had to be involuntarily committed again. I called to check in on her several times from the 12th to the 20th, and each time, they would not inform me if she was receiving any treatment or medication. I opted to quit my job so that I could help keep her safe. January 24th, she finally arrived home while I was asleep. She got in the car and left without a word to me. She drove to my aunt's house 30 minutes away. When I did get up, I saw the car missing and called around. Aunt confirmed that she was at her house, stable, and could stay as long as she needed. They stopped by on the 7th briefly, and I reiterated that I was making sure that bills were paid from her Social Security deposit, and which came in today. She took about $980 without warning. I called them. My mom told me that I was to pay back my aunt. After stressing over this for about an hour, I finally decided not to make either the mortgage or car payments for this month. I paid the rest and ordered groceries, and around 7 p.m., I texted my aunt to tell her as such. This is what I wrote. Dear my Aunt Linda, please relay that the small bills, water, sewers, Vepco, Comcast, Mariner Finance, phones, and the groceries, including pet supplies, have been paid for. As the money was not there, neither the mortgage or car payment can be made this month, and for her not to try, as that will only overdraft her account into the negative. I would have emailed, but she appears to have stopped checking her emails at this time. Thanks. Love y'all. Be safe. And this is what she wrote back 10 minutes later. The mortgage payment and car payment were more important than the others. You should have paid them and the auto insurance. The small bills could have been paid later. You should have called me before paying any bills. You will be booted out of the house if the mortgage isn't paid. You need to get a job and clean up the house and start taking care of the important things. I am not rich, and I took Pam to her doctor's appointment, and we stopped by the house and you wouldn't answer the door. I am pissed off, and you can't get the priorities straight, and sleep all day and night and expect Pam to take care of you. The house was in horrible condition, and you're supposed to take care of it. Not her doing your dishes and laundry while you sleep and use your ADHD as an excuse. You need to man up. I am so pissed that you didn't take care of the mortgage, and you will wind up homeless if you don't change. It's not all about you. Am I the a-hole? So you said that you quit your job, yet you get a message back from the person that you said that you quit your job to take care of, and they're calling you a lazy POS. You know, it might actually be something that they might be right on to some degree, because using ADHD as a crutch does not sound right at all. And yeah, there very much is an obligation or some kind of order when it comes to paying these bills, because, you know, the mortgage one is a little important. You know, it covers the whole roof being over your head scenario. But with that, that is going to have to be it with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.